Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee in my beautiful Christmas mug. How are you all doing? There's some pretty prickly energy about this morning. I woke up just out of sorts, and then everything that came to me as I was looking through email and Facebook was equally prickly. People just nagging at each other, fighting about posts. Why would someone post that here? And, you know, I think the first thing I want to bring forward this morning is if things don't resonate with you, leave it. It may be resonating with someone else. Just because it does not with you does not mean that someone needs to take it down, because you aren't them. You do you. And that's really kind of what this is about. We have got really shifting energies right now. Every day we're feeling different. We're encountering new aspects of ourselves because we are being prompted to shift according to the energies that are coming in. The world is shifting. The world is in upheaval, and we are the feelers. We are the ones that are living in this energy. And so, what you can do is uh, this would not be a bad time to just draw back a bit if you can. If there are obligations that you have today, if you can get out of them and do you get quiet, allow yourself the time to just pull back a bit. Basically, this is what this reading is about. It's, I can't tell you, I mean, getting up feeling out of sorts, and then everything coming into my field was propagating more of that. So I really, good morning, Julia, wanted to just bring some light in. I put some handpan music on and just switch gears. And I can't say I'm um real high vibe right now. It's just what it is. And so we want to be sure that we're caring for ourselves in the best way possible, and that we are bringing to the world the best energy we can bring. Good morning, Hasham. So the first card that came up was all tied up, but it came up in reverse, which means there are some things that have you bound, and you are in charge of how you deal with them, how you focus on them. So it's, get out of them. This is the time when you can choose not to be bound. Much of the time what we find is holding us back is um, us and our ties or cords that we've got to old situations. This time of year is rife for that because of the holidays. And many of us out there don't have lovely feelings about this time of year. And we're going to be going home with families that are less than lovely and supportive. And again, you can't do anything about what's out there. But what you can do is how you take care of you and hear about that, and the energy you take into that situation. So this all tied up in reverse is saying, it is time for you to cut cords, for you to cut those ties within your energy, your emotional, in your history, and be open, willing, and ready to receive new guidance about how to move forward. The next card was envy. And it wasn't in reverse. And this is about, and this time of year again is really rife for this. Thank you. Being envious of what others have basically is telling you that what you have is not enough. It's not good. It's not as good as anybody else's. You're not enough. You don't know how to do this, that kind of thing. And so again, a great time to look at how you're feeling and and observe it and cut cords. What is it that has brought this into my field for me to learn? And truly, I believe the learning opportunity is pulling back right now, not engaging in, and right now that means not engaging in the old patterns of thoughts and beliefs about um, this situation. Other people have their own stuff to deal with. It's not your stuff. You have a very different set of energies that you came in to experience and learn. And so being envious holds you in place, keeps you tied up, keeps you in that scarcity, the lack. I'm not enough. I don't have enough. My family isn't enough. And the next card that came up was Earth Magic and the fairies. And this card is telling you it's time to let Mother Earth help, to get in a more playful aspect somehow. They have these lovely adult coloring books now that are really mindless, but have a creative aspect to them. I don't have my book in here. One of the things that I've been prompted to create and have since September 30th in the mixed media book I have created many mandalas. They're for no other purpose than just bringing through the creative energy and grounding these energies in the world by bringing them in through myself. And they're fun. And for me, another great message in the mandala creation is the lack of perfection. Mandalas are repeated patterns, and then one of the patterns isn't as big as the other. And I can be very focused on what's wrong with that. And so I have to date only torn out 2 of those pages because the start was just so imbalanced that it was like, no, I can't do this. And I kind of challenged myself not to do that, but I also knew that this was not going to be a completion thing in that mandala with it looking like it did. One of them I saved, and it's like, oh yeah, I continued on with, and I don't love it. So we're back to managing the energies that we're living in, the changing energies, the prickly, the tumultuous, the divisive, the at each other's energy. This one group, it was, again, this is a very, supportive, loving group. And I go in and I see a couple of different posts that people are at each other. And it's like, if it doesn't resonate, if you don't like it, move on. It is not your job to change everyone else's mind. It is not your job to shift their energies. It is your job to do you. The next card that came up was Caring Connections in reverse. And this is one of those, it's like, you know what? It's time to let go of some dysfunctional relationship. It's time for you to let go of feeding that dysfunctional relationship. What does that look like for you? It looks like you pulling back. You do you. Cut the cords. Get yourself released from that, because nobody can do that but you. And so it is time to release some toxic relationships. Allow yourself to walk away. Allow yourself to no longer feed that situation. And then, so we're cutting cords with Caring Connections with certain people. I mean, and almost every relationship in this life is transient, is going to have an end. And so this could be this too. You're holding on to something that is no longer viable. And for whatever reason, you may be feeling like you have to keep it in your energy. This one is walking away in reverse. So we kind of have opposite messages, except this isn't a time to leave what you've been receiving on the table. So you doing you, managing your own energy, stepping into your power is crucial for you to be able to fully move forward. If you keep those ties to the energies holding you back, and a lot of times those are childhood things that gave you belief systems about yourself or implanted them in you that no longer serve you, or even habits. There is a saying that, what saved you as a child will kill you as an adult. So, ways of healing things that happened. One way is going, okay, what is here for me to learn? And in that learning process is most often a straighter path to your purpose. And you drawing back from all this kind of not fun energy right now is you choosing to stand in your purpose, you choosing to stand in your own energy of understanding, connection, and to heal. Many times we have to heal from what happened in childhood circumstances. So, what does that look like? How do you care for yourself? I have to show you this one. It's a little sticky because it's fleece, but I have the most gorgeous poncho now. Look at that. I love owls. I love snow. I love the blue. And this was just a piece of fleece at the fabric store that I cut a hole in. But it nurtures me. It feels good. It's soft. It means nothing to no one else but me. It is a way that I take care of me. So what can you do as you end some relationships? This also, walking away, is walking away from a belief system about you of not being enough, not being able to handle. You're not smart enough, tall enough, short enough, skinny enough, married enough. You're not enough for. And that is a lie. You are exactly enough for what you came in to learn, grow, and serve with. The lie is that you aren't capable of. You don't have what it takes. And we want to dissolve those cut cords. I bring in Archangel Michael because we can, because I am a warrior. I work with Michael a great deal. But you can also choose in your own energy to cut the cords, because the truth is you are on a vision quest. That's what this lifetime is about. It's not just happenstance that you're here now in this time of great tumult and change. And it is hugely important for you to step into the reason that you came. You can't do that by holding the old ways of being. You've got to let go of the old habits of thought, by the old words you say to yourself, that you think to yourself, images of you that you project into the world that are not true. I went to a Christmas party last night and took a young woman who is just amazing in so many ways. And we were talking about that, living in our authenticity as well as hiding. I have been a great hider as a loner, which, it's, again, I'm a Gemini, and so is this young woman. I am often, two sides of a coin. I'm very social, but I'm also very much a loner in that I have to pull back and spend time in my own energy with myself, not engaging in others. And so that for me is a way that I help regulate my energy. I heal. I can then move forward. We all have different ways of doing that. Right now, I will take my dog for a walk today in our winter wonderland of hoarfrost, brought about by ugly gray smog and fog. Two sides of the coin. I can look at the ugly gray smog and fog, or I can look at that beautiful hoarfrost and marvel in the beauty that it brings. That affects my energy, what I'm focusing on. And, I get very irritable with people unloading their shit on other people about, whatever they're unhappy about. This particular situation it's called an inversion. And I didn't even know what they were until I moved to Idaho. Never even heard of one. I grew up in snow country, but I didn't live in a bowl like the Treasure Valley is, like the Gem Valley is where I live, that a high pressure will come in and hold in this bowl all the yucky air. And again, it's very foggy, smoggy. but it also creates incredible beauty on the branches. It's like a winter wonderland if I choose to look at it like that. And people will really moan about this. And so I guess I get irritable with people spreading their shit in the world. I mean, that's like, you got two choices. You can spread light or you can spread garbage. I choose to shed light or spread light. And if I feel like garbage, I don't broadcast it out there because that just propagates more. And that's really not my path in the world. My path is to bring greater light to the world. And I, project that yours is too. Anyone watching a video like this, you may not even consider yourself a light worker, but we are all light sharers. We're either sharing dark light or we're sharing bright light and all choices in between. And so you doing you and raising your vibration and sharing more of what you want to see in this world and less of what you don't. I don't want to see more dissension, more grumbling, more ickiness. I want to see more joy, more lightheartedness, more freedom, more peace, more harmony in the world. And I have the urge to lash out at people on these threads. It's in me because I have opinions and I'm not always really great at keeping them to myself, but I do effort to do that a lot, especially when they're not going to produce more good in the world or lightness or joy. If they're going to produce more angst and unhappiness, then I do my best to hold my tongue. So this vision quest we're on, I want to see all those things too. I really do, Lori P. Well, that's it. It really does start with us and managing our own energy vibration. Fear is the lowest vibration. Everything above that raises a bit until we get to love, which is the highest vibration. So focusing each morning on that, that tool I put out recently of the pure love and joy tool, a gratitude practice, just a minute, and then the daily energy routine to balance your energy systems yourself. You doing you is going to allow you to bring into the world more of what you want to see. That is for most of us, that's the only way we're going to be able to do it. Most of us don't have a 1 million person platform that allows us to speak to people. Most of us have a person to person energy sharing platform that we get to play in. And so us being in charge of our own energetic vibration is one way we can positively impact the world, and the biggest way we can positively impact the world. Lori says, yet not always so easy to do. When you have inflammatory bowel, you get wiped out, your adrenals as well as the toilet. You're dehydrated from both. I have no life, no helps. It's the challenge. And Lori, I would go to the energy of the bowel stuff. That is the area of our second chakra. And many, many women have great dysfunction in the second chakra, our sex chakra, our center of creation. And so we will have low back pain, hip issues, bowel issues. So go to the energy of it. Okay. Yeah. Julie says, cranky day. I say we declare today National Cookie Day again. Yes. Yesterday was National Cookie Day. Or was it 2 days ago? I can't remember now. I'm there with you, Julia. I already had 2 ginger snaps. There you go. So the truth is, not being real effective with intermittent fasting today, but you know what? I'm also not beating myself up over it. So Lori, I urge you to consider the energy work. If you would like the video that gives, I think it's an 11-minute video of just 3 different tools to use to raise your vibration. You're not going to focus on the bowel situation. You're going to just focus on your vibration, which will raise with those tools. But it's one thing too, you want to choose to do it every day for 2 weeks just because it's a good thing to do. You will feel a difference, and it's you taking charge, where I'm guessing you feel very much out of power or powerless over this bowel situation. And I am speaking of something I know, Lori, because this is an area, having had a bowel obstruction in 96 requiring surgery, and, an issue with that area most of my adult life, but it's gone now. And so what is it that you can do? And I'm happy, reach out to me. And I will happily send you that video. The last card that tops off this reading today is victory. So we have that ability to achieve victory in every aspect, but that doesn't mean it's in an hour or two or tomorrow. It means, yay, Jeannie, I know. Restream wasn't playing well today, so I decided, usually I go live on Facebook. Truth is, I really want to grow this channel, and so please, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. It helps. Again, I would like to reach more people. My passion, my desire in life is to positively impact as many people as I can while I'm here on the planet. And so if you cut cords, pull back, do your own work here, get quiet. In fact, today, I decided yesterday that I would go take a trip to Boise again. I was there yesterday. I'm going to have to go tomorrow. And what I have to go tomorrow for does not allow me to do this one task that I need to do. Truth is I don't have to do it today. It's going to mean that I make 2 trips next week, but today I need not to go over. And so I chose to stay in, do some fun stuff. We're going to decorate our tree. I'm getting ready. I have my granddaughters tomorrow and then overnight, and then the parents come on Sunday and we do our annual cookie decorating time. So I'm still into cookie day. Every year I make before. Now the girls help me make and cut out sugar cookies, and then we all get together and decorate them, eat, drink, and have dinner and just have a lovely time. So I'm choosing to get my energy in a place today, do the withdrawal, cutting some cords to old belief systems, to little. As I grew up, I was Vicky. Never liked that name. So when I became 19, I went, it's not even my name. So, but little Vicky has some things she needs to heal, some understandings from her growing up, some things that have left her in places of powerlessness. And any of you who have listened to me for any length of time knows I'm all about personal power and living in our divine personal power. So, a very directed, pointed message this morning. Have a lovely weekend. You can choose to do that, or you can choose to engage in whatever keeps it from being lovely. It starts in you, whether or not you make it lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.